Hey everybody and welcome. Hey guys, welcome to our September 2022 wholesale community call for communities of Scan Unlimited, Supplier Scout and Online Retail Mastery. Today we have a special meeting because I'm welcoming Razi from Extreme Commerce. Razi, it's a pleasure to have you.
Hello, Flip. How are you? The feelings are mutual, and thanks for having me today.
Yeah, I will. We can tell. I think our audience in somewhere behind the scenes. This was long in the making. I was trying to get you onto our community call for a while um, because I think you present a very unique, special perspective, and that is it's easy to often invite people who are white males, mid-age from US who do great at Amazon wholesale. There's plenty of Americans who do great Amazon wholesale business, and they do great in it. But it's harder to find people from more diverse environments. And you are leading actually one of the biggest communities of connected to e-commerce in Pakistan. It's called Extreme Commerce, and maybe you could actually tell us a little bit about it, and then we would go to your personal story. How did the Extreme
Okay.
Commerce start, and what is it focused on?
Okay, so the e-commerce in Pakistan uh, has actually got its boom when extreme commerce has entered into the market in like 2017. And we have actually started with the trainings. We started training people on the private label business, so how they can actually make their Amazon accounts, because at that time Amazon was not actually in Pakistan. So we were teaching them the way they how they can actually partner up with someone, and they can actually make the account on Amazon. And later, uh, we have actually started their boot camp journey. We have like a boot camp program where like people can actually enroll themselves, and we have like a video boot camp which have like 150 income streams in there. Like it has a be wholesale, online arbitrage, drop shipping, PL, Shopify. So it contains 150 income streams. So we started rolling out all these things for our community. And
Mm-hmm.
in like in COVID-19, it has actually e-commerce has actually boomed in Pakistan, because everyone was actually caught up into their rooms, and their jobs are they were actually struggling with their jobs, and everyone wants to actually start their e-commerce business. And that's where extreme commerce has actually led the community by actually training people into the into the skills. And we have trained people uh, on different e-commerce skills actually.
I think it's amazing because if you could share with those who don't know Extreme Commerce, how many people do you actually have on your Facebook community and in the communities around it?
We have like 1.3 million people in our Facebook group, and it's a pure Pakistani community. We do not allow any foreigners to join the group, because we just want to build everything for our community.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we actually have built this in like 4 years. And in our other groups, which is like and also our video boot camp, there is like 100K people have actually enrolled in our video boot camp program, and they are actually learning for free on different Amazon or e-commerce based skills.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. 1 million of community is something amazing that you've built, and I've been really impressed with it. I'm also curious then, how did e-commerce start for you? How long ago did you kind of decide like I'm going to give it a shot in e-commerce? Did you start with wholesale? Did you start with private label? What was your path?
My story is like it's very interesting. I've started in 2009 with SEO. After
Mm-hmm.
my education, after my school education, I got to know about how to make the blogs, and after that, I got to know that how you can actually make money with Google AdSense. We have actually put the ads on our website, and it worked out. I started to make money, and eventually I have actually started with Shopify, and I've made a one
Mm.
website, and I was actually getting the free traffic from Facebook groups. At that time, Facebook pages and groups have had a very good reach, so we were actually doing the AliExpress drop shipping, and eventually our like pages and business got hit when Facebook has actually updated its algorithm. We were actually
Yeah.
not getting enough reach, and we have to go to the ads which we actually hated because we do not want to actually spend our money. So that's where I actually started my journey with eBay. I have actually listed few items from Amazon.com, and in like one day I have got like two sales of one headphone, and I was like, okay, that is another business. At that time, I was
Yeah.
just only know it's drop shipping, and we have did the drop shipping from 2015 to 2017, and then
Hmm.
eBay has actually did an update, and we have actually lost the eBay accounts because of the because we were actually drop shipping. Then we have actually came into the FBA wholesale because I just want to actually kill the uncertainty in the business, because I just want to actually have the legitimate contracts with the distributors and suppliers so I can actually purchase from them anytime I want. And the scaling was like so easy in FBA wholesale at that time as of now. So we have actually started FBA wholesale in 2017, and fortunately, I was actually picked by Extreme Commerce. By Sunny Ali. Sunny Ali is the actually CEO of Extreme Commerce, and he has actually picked me up in
Hmm.
2019 to train people for he wants to uh, he wants to make a course that how I'm actually successful in FBA wholesale. So I did the same, and now we have like around 200K people enrolled in FBA wholesale content and course we have in VPC.
That's extremely cool, and it's also interesting that you came from so much different story and path than me. I started with private label, and then I went into I didn't know even wholesale or arbitrage or drop shipping exists for first couple of years. And then when I discovered wholesale, I was like, why nobody told me about this? This is like the best legit way, and you're not risking having your account shut down and stuff like that. And that's why I wanted to ask you, what were your kind of main challenges that you've encountered in the beginning, maybe of the wholesale journey?
Okay, so my challenges were actually very different because at that time there was like no prior education on the FBA
Mm.
wholesale. But if you see now, you have like great tools like the Scan Unlimited is here. There's like Keepa is here, which actually tells you all the stats. There are like other tools as well, which actually gives you all the data. So
Mm.
at my time there was like no prior training available, and I remember that first time I didn't even know that how to make a shipping plan, and I went to YouTube because we were actually doing the drop shipping. So I went to YouTube and I tried to actually learn from the videos, and there were like no proper videos which were actually telling how to make a proper shipping plan, because I was like so confused that I'm making a shipping plan for drop shipping or private label or wholesale. I thought that it's all different for each segment.
Yeah,
So at that time, I think the trainings, the tools, and the the flexibility of doing the business. But now you are actually very blessed to have the softwares like Scan Unlimited and Keepa, which actually gives you everything on your fingertips. Before we were actually find it very hard to actually do everything because we were solely relying on uh, tactical arbitrage. So, yeah.
yeah. And I was wondering if we look from a perspective of what you teach, and you're focused on community in Pakistan. What do you recommend for people for a starting budget? If somebody is thinking, okay, I would love to get into Amazon wholesale business and do it from Pakistan, as a business owner, let's say, what is the budget that you're mentioning and recommending?
I will say that, okay, I want to actually tell you that I have started my business from 3,000 pounds in
Hmm.
2017 because that was the only starting budget I had in my mind. But eventually, when the business went so good, I have actually increased my budget, but in this time, I will say that you should start your budget at least from $5,000, because the thing is that initially, when you actually start with 5,000, you actually test a lot of inventories from the distributors and suppliers, and you do not get actually too much discounts from the distributors because you are actually purchasing so low. So the problem is that you will barely get like 10 to 15% profit margin. So if your budget is less than $5,000, for example, then you will not be actually making it, in fact, like $500 a month. So actually, the virtual assistants who provide their services makes a lot of money by providing their services. So you are just starting a budget. If you are starting a budget less than $5,000, I think I will not recommend you to start FPA wholesale, because you will struggle in the payouts, you will struggle in the cash flows, reordering, and everything, and your profitability will be much low as compared to uh, uh, with the higher budget. So I will recommend the
I, I,
5K
co-
budget.
I completely agree. We usually say around like $3,000 to $10,000 is the optimal way to start, and the way the good news is about it that you don't have to spend it all at once in a way. But if you are very new to Amazon, you have to warm up the account, what we say, meaning start with little amounts and then kind of go above. So on the first month, you might be, ordering inventory for $500. Next month for $800. Next month for 1,000, and then you grow because also your inventory limits are going to grow, and your purchasing power is going to grow, and you can build that cash flow on that. What do you recommend people about time? Meaning, how much time do you realistically tell them, hey, if you're going to go Amazon wholesale, you need to like commit your full-time job, like, or is it a full-time job, or can they do this as a side income? What's kind of the perspective from you there?
Well, I take the FBA wholesale as my full-time business. I have never did it as a part-time, and I know a lot of our students who have actually did FBA wholesale along with their jobs, and they're like quite successful with it. And I think that if you can actually, if you spare like 2 to 4 hours per day, you can actually do this business even if you are not doing it full time, because at in the start you will actually aggressively work on the brand hunting, product hunting, and once you actually have a good list of the brands, you will actually go for their approvals, and once you will have the approvals, so it's step by step. It's not like all the segments will come at very first time at one play at one time. So you actually can start with like segments one by one, and at least you should give this business 2 to 4 hours a day if you want to be successful.
What I usually say is, if you can, of course, that's great to devote more time, as much time as you can. But if you're starting and you have a day job and you can just build that cash flow while working during the day and then committing those 2 3 hours, I think in the beginning it's extremely crucial. Even that moment of starting, and I had my first goal when I began wholesale. I had like, okay, I'm gonna every day connect with 5 new suppliers, try to open an account with 5 new distributors, and that was it. And but every day, 5 suppliers after a month, it's 150, So, and then after a month, I had like 10 accounts open. Not all of them I used, but a lot of them I did actually start a relationship with, and that gradual step by step is in my opinion extremely important. um, but then you learn quickly about the importance of automation, and here I wanted to ask you, what personally are the tools that you guys recommend? What are the tools that you use in your wholesale business? You mentioned
Okay,
Keepa, you
so
mentioned Scan Unlimited.
okay, so the thing is that at this moment we do not do the brand hunting anymore, because the thing is that we actually manage brands directly. We have like the exclusivity of some of the great brands we have. So because I see that nowadays you see a great competition into the FP wholesale, because if you take an example in 2019 and 20, at that time, if you reach out the brands, they didn't even have any e-commerce policy. do not even actually know about the e-commerce thing. So they I remember that most of the brands which are like very popular nowadays, they didn't have the sheets, and they were actually handing our their catalogs, their physical catalogs, into our addresses so we can actually place an orders. But I believe that nowadays it's uh, the people who are just starting off, they require like tools like Keepa, Skin, Unlimited. They then need the seller board to see their profitability, and to manage the inventory. They need the inventory lab. So I think these kind of a softwares are like very important. But the way we work, I am actually now we use very less softwares. We only use softwares to teach people, because but in my business, we actually try to purchase inventories directly from the suppliers from which we have the exclusivity. So we do not actually try to like rely on mostly on the softwares now.
That makes a lot of sense. And I wanted to ask you maybe before we talk about alternatives to being a business owner, because I know a lot of your course members, they want to become virtual assistants. So there are other paths, and I want to ask them about them. But first, I wanted to ask you: do you feel that in 2022, Amazon wholesale business can still be a business that can generate that freedom for people who are wherever in the world? Because it might be easier for US people, that's obvious, for US citizens, but how does it work? Do you still feel, for example, for Pakistani community, it can still be a freedom generating business?
Okay, so I just want to be like very realistic here, and as I have actually just one of my partners have just attended the ASG trade show, which just
Mm-hmm.
happened like on the 21st to 24th of August. Um, so the thing is that we have actually cracked some great partnerships over there. So it was an advantage which we have when you if you or your partner are actually physically over there. So for a Pakistani, what he can actually do. So the thing is, the main issue and the main problem which I see in the people is that they actually contacting the distributor with the same script which they have actually got in 2019 and 20. It's like, hey, we just want to open a distributor account, and same lines, same script, just copy pasting with their website and thing, and they are just sending it to every brand. So the brands are actually now getting very like sensible. They just got to know, they have smelled that something is big is going on into the e-commerce and Amazon. So they are now actually you can say demotivating people. They are rejecting their applications, that we do not want actually the new sellers to go and sell on online. So the
Mm-hmm.
main thing is that I always tell the Pakistani people and to my community that if you want to have a brand, a good brand or a distributor in your hand, so you actually need to find the deficiencies in that brand. So for example, your approach shouldn't be like that you should just get the accounts to resell. You just go and find out that what is missing in the listing. Like if you see the title, if you see the reviews, if you see the images, if you see the EBC content, videos, description, bullet points, reviews, pricing, map pricing, sellers, and everything, just make a report and take one competitor who is doing private label brand and compare it and send it to him. And once the brand will actually review that report, he will the brand will obviously get amazed to see that how you have actually represented your case. So that is how you can actually have a chance to get the exclusivity, and you also have a chance to resell that brand because you are now adding the value. I like the question I ask the people, that if you are a brand owner and thousands of people are actually contacting you every day, what will be your answer? Your answer will be no. So if
Sure.
someone will come to you and add a value, you will be say, okay, I need this guy to build my brand. So I think the people needs to change their approach in 2022, because otherwise they will always struggle to find the good brand approvals, and that's it.
I think the general rule that you always is worth following is provide value. If you can provide value to if it's a salesperson on that team that you want to work with, or it's a brand owner, or it's a distributor, or is a sales representative, or you're on a market show, like just being a kind soul and providing value to others, I think it's not just in e-commerce, it's in all aspects of life. And I wanted to ask you, because you mentioned before that like sometimes starting a business can be more complicated than, for example, becoming a virtual assistant. Do you guys also help in that, or are you solely focused on running the whole business by yourself?
Okay, so as like the Pakistani community, we believe that not everyone can actually start his own business, because they have to actually have the budget, which is $5,000, which is quite much for a Pakistani, and also they need to open a LLC. Then they actually need to make uh, like their website and stuff. So it can be like very like problematic and messy. So we recommend people to actually go through uh, via diploma track training. We have like a diploma track trainings for FBA wholesale and private label brands, and they can actually learn the things from there, and they can actually start giving the services to the Western world. Like if someone in the USA is looking for a VA, for a virtual assistant, they can actually hire him, and he can actually hunt the products for him. He can scan the products, and he can make the shipping plans, and he can actually run the whole business for that person. So we train people to how to do business, and also we train people that how they can actually provide their services to other people as well.
Hmm. And I wanted to ask you before we talk a little bit about more about extreme commerce. Somebody running the business outside of US, do you have any tips or tricks in general? One of the smart things that you said, like a mandatory thing actually that you mentioned, is you have to have a LLC or a different legal entity in the US. Are there any other things besides the $5,000 budget to get going and starting an LLC? What are kind of your couple tips and tricks for people starting out?
I think the best thing anyone who is not living in USA is can do is that, like I believe that the people who are actually living in the USA also does not have a very smooth experience with the virtual assistant, because they says that they have actually paid the virtual assistants, and they have actually ripped them off, and they have actually not done any progress in like 2 or 3 months. So I
Mm,
think if anyone wants to actually do the business, it's actually for both the sides. What they can do is that they can actually partner up. So one partner can actually invest the 70% who owns the USA LLC or and everything, and other the virtual assistant can actually just invest the 30%, and by that way he can actually get the free LLC, he can actually get the reseller certificate, he can actually get the bank accounts, because it's very hard
mm,
to actually get the bank account. Because the other problem is that if you make your LLC, if you make your everything, you need to go with the fintech bank, and the fintech bank is like very painful, it's not very easy to use, and we always want to actually have a credit card to actually make the purchases, because if you do the bank transfer, if you do the sale, you and if the brand does not send you the inventory, you just lost the money. So if you are
yeah.
actually purchasing with your credit card, you are actually building your credit history, you are also actually on a safe side as well. If anything bad happens, you can actually like get that money back. So I think the virtual assistant who just want to do his own business, he can like charge a very like minimal salary of like $100, and he can like partner up with the person who lives in the USA, and he can get all these things, and they can actually divide the percentage of the profit, and they both will have a business as well. And also the business owner who residing in the USA or any other place will also be on a safe side, because he is also now investing other partners money in the business, so he will be responsible.
I think it's a very good idea. I also did in the beginning 9 years ago when I started my e-commerce journey. I did partner up, not with a US citizen. It wasn't for the bank reasons, but I did find my partner, and I found my partner, and I kind of partner up because I knew she has qualities and skill sets that I don't have. And at the time, I knew that she will push me to be better at it, to be smarter at it, and to just learn more. And one thing that you said during this community call that resonated with me a lot is provide value. If you know how to provide value to the brand, if you know how to provide value to the sales rep, if you know how to provide value, you will open a lot of doors to your business, to open to for your partner, for to brands and other entities. And providing value is all about learning, and you have to just constantly keep learning. That's why I think you guys at Extreme Commerce are so great. And we have some comments like from Fatima, excellent explanation. And we also have on the chat Zainab, who's a good friend and also agrees. Hi Zainab, we're sorry you're not here with us. Hopefully once we'll do a call with you as well. And yeah, and that's what I wanted to say, that Extreme Commerce is extremely interesting in that way, that it has so many different paths that you can take. So if somebody is watching and is in Pakistan and is not part of Extreme Commerce, how can a person start?
Okay, so that is a very good question. So, if you want to actually start with the e-commerce, so all you need to do is that you just need to go to the Facebook, and you can actually join our group, which is sunnyali.com/uh, group. So you will actually lead into Extreme Commerce by Sunny Ali group, and you will just join the group. And in the group, you can actually post anything, any query you have, and all the senior trainers will actually respond to you. And then we will have our video bootcamp program, which is sunnyali.com/vbc. You can go into there, and you can actually apply for free to get an access. And you can actually uh, get the access in like 1 or 2 days, and you can actually start learning from the free videos. So there are like 150 income streams in there. And then we have like the incubators in the 8 cities of Pakistan, and you can actually visit for free on every Saturday. So on every Saturday in like Islamabad, we have like 200 to 250 people coming for free, enjoying the tea, enjoying the conversation, enjoying the different sessions, going into like digital marketing, and it's all free actually. So you can actually come and you can actually have a discussion with the trainers. So the Fatma and Zainab, the both are the diploma track trainers. They're also there. Then we will also have like Dalal and other trainers in the other cities like Karachi, Lahore, Multan. So it's like a ecosystem we have now. It's like anywhere in any city in Pakistan, if you want to actually learn the e-commerce, you can just join us uh, online. You can actually visit to our incubators to actually have a physical interaction with the people, with the like-minded people, plus with the trainers.
Okay, so I know I'm not Pakistani, but if I come to Islamabad, can I join one meeting or two?
Okay, so if you will come to Islamabad, you will be our guest. So Pakistanis are like very famous in hospitality. So once you will come, you will like have 100 sessions.
All
Yeah.
right, then I'm gonna take your word for it, and I'm gonna book soon my trip. I'm not that far away in comparison to people in US. I am currently in Kenya in Africa, so actually the flight would not be that hard. So I might Razi take your word on it. And I
Thank
also
you.
wanted to say that we do also a Scan Unlimited. Support Extreme Commerce, and we work with Extreme Commerce. We work with you guys to listen to what your community has to say, and wants to change and how we can improve. And we've always kind of looked at you as an important part of our strategy on making Scan Unlimited better, because it should be a great tool for um, people all around the world. That's our goal.
Yeah.
And we always say that if you haven't tried Scan Unlimited yet, there is a limited version that you can join for free, but also you can just input the code 50 off once. and that code is going to give you 50% of your first unlimited month if you really want to use Scan Unlimited to its full potential. Yeah, and Razi, I really wanted to thank you because thanks to you, we got, and we're short on time, but I wanted to say that thanks to you, we got the possibility to look at Amazon Wholesale from a little bit different perspective. And I think the true beauty of living our life is to see the world from different pair of eyes. The more pair of eyes we can see the world through, the more sensible we become, and the smarter we become. So I'm personally very grateful that you joined us today.
Thank you so much, Flip, and I'm extremely sorry that you have to actually reach me out a lot of times, and I was not actually available. So Zainab has actually did some great efforts to actually arrange this meeting. Special thanks to her as well. So surely we will do the sessions like this in future as well, where we can actually add some value to the people's life, and we have the
Yeah,
same perspective.
yeah. I think once you see and experience how e-commerce can become a way for you to enrich your life, and you enrich your life actually, then you understand that the second next thing is helping others. And we don't always with everything agree on with everybody, but we have the same common goal, like helping people to succeed. And you guys are doing an amazing job, and we're proud to be partners with you. So Razi, again, wanted to thank you, and everybody who wants, like, please check extreme commerce, move to Pakistan if needed, become part of the movement, because it's not only a community, it's actually a movement, it's an idea, and it's a beautiful one. Razi, thank you for being with us, and thank you everybody on the live call, and we'll see each other in a month. Razi, it was a pleasure.
Thank you so much.